Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Test Flight in the F-86 Sabre. And this is take 2 of this second mission. The first mission, I made a discovery, and that is if I load smoke rockets on the wing, it wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting like a Willie Pete warhead rocket, but it was actually like a smoke dispenser. And to top it off, it inhibited release of the bomb. So yeah, I think the smoke rockets are a work in progress. So I've got a new config up this time. 2 A&M64 500-pound bombs, as well as, what do I have? Yeah, 8 total 5-inch rockets. So we'll do like a little combination of bombing and rocket. And I've got a lot of stuff to figure out also on the bombing delivery, so let me go ahead and start off with that actually. Okay, down here on my armor control, I'm going to go ahead and set this to off for now, but I'll need this in either sight camera and radar or guns when I go to do the bomb delivery, just so that I have the sight up. It's not going to inhibit release or affect anything, but I'll just want that on once I get up and running. Okay, delay instant, okay. Now these are the ones that really matter. Manual release and auto release. So I have a mode that's built into the A4 sight where it will automatically release a bomb for me. I'm a little bit leery of using that mode because there's a note in the, it's actually a warning in the flight manual as an F-15 or F-16 flies by on approach. There's a warning in the F-86 flight manual that prohibits release of 500 pounds using the automatic mode of the bomb sight. So I think for that reason I'm going to kind of stick with the manual pip bombing. I'll try out the automatic mode just to see if it works. It should work whether or not I try to release a bomb or not with it. So we'll see how far I get. I might make this 2 sorties though. Okay, demolition bombs, and this is just going to select a station or select all. So this is like a single or pairs release. So if I have it in the left position, the left bomb is going to come off and then step over to the right bomb. So 1 bomb at a time, or release them both at one time in the all position. Okay, fuse arming, nose tail or tail, and yeah, if you look at the bomb, it has a nose fuse. It has like a little vane on it. It's a wind-driven vane that's going to arm the fuse when a little wire is pulled and the vane is allowed to spin freely in the air. But it has one in the nose and one in the tail. And what you could do, if you wanted to, well actually you can't because it's not modeled in DCS, but you could have different settings on the fuses. So that if you wanted like a instantaneous detonation, you could have the nose fuse set to instantaneous, but then have the tail fuse set to a delay setting, and then just select tail only and cut the nose fuse out of the equation and get your delay. So you could get different effects based on the fusing, but I'm just going to leave it in nose tail. That's the most reliable setting overall. Okay, the rest is just the filament. Okay, selector, I'm going to need this into the bomb position. And that's just going to put, that kind of like controls, I guess, the mode of the A4 sight. Okay, so setting that to bomb should get me the right indications and allow me to use the manual pip system. And the rest of it, yeah, this light and this switch do not work, so okay, the rest I'll take good. Okay, bomb wind correction. I have no wind on this mission, so I'm just going to leave this to 0. I would have to look and see how this works anyway. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'll see if this is like a left-right correction or just how this works. There's probably like it would probably have to calculate a wind component for whatever release you're doing. I'm just going to leave it at 0. That'll be good enough for our purposes. Okay, and the rest of it, again, everything for bombing is down there on the center pedestal. I don't believe there's anything else around the cockpit that really ties into the bombing. Of course, except for the sight itself and the manual pip system. Okay, we'll get to that once we're airborne, and we'll do some manual pip bombing. And try out the automatic system as well, so okay, 16,500 is what I calculated. Okay, so 122, 136. Okay, let me run through the startup. And I've been missing a lot of little stuff during running through these things. I've been rushing, and I just need to figure out a pattern that works now and stop rushing. Okay, so stick grip check, safety belt, seat, rudder, armament switches off, and let me get that fuse delay back to off. and set my switch back to off for the bomb selector. Okay, that's fine. Okay, throttle off, verified. Landing gear handle down, emergency ignition and battery off. Okay, off, off, and off. Speed brake neutral, external power connected. Okay, I'll take that. F8, F2, on.
Chief, turn on the ground power.
Okay, power's coming up. Breakers in. Intervalometer to 1. I will do some rockets on this mission too, if I have time. Okay, floor, center, off safe normal, 2.75. Okay, I'll go flaps up. Handle down. Switch, I'll set to off. Okay, lights on. I'll go extend. Pitot heat on and extend. Tanks off. No fuel tanks this time. Okay, normal off. I'll call the pitot check good. I'll go off on my pitot probe. Okay, verified, extended, and light on. And I'll go light off. Okay, still coming around. I'm not using any of the radio compass. Okay, good flight instruments. Okay, let me go ahead and go 33. Okay, good, good, good. Okay. Yeah, that's just fine. Okay, off, off, off. Light, 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 light. Light, light, test. Okay, switches up here just fine. And cage, lights on, lights off. After a few seconds, okay, lights off. Okay, off, off, off. Good. I'm not going to worry about the lights since it's a day mission. Okay, no navigation required for this time since it's right out there in front of me. I'll go transmit receive and I'll go to position 2 for ATC. Breakers in. Good. Okay. Inverter check. Light on. Light off. And totalizer check. On, or actually out. Good quantity. And in. Guard down. Okay, I think that's the sequence that I'm going to run from here on out. So let me just go ahead and breeze over this real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, it seems to be okay. Okay, got it, got it. Yeah, I think that sequence will work, and I'll just use that from here on out. Okay, let's go ahead and get the engine started. Throttle, verified off. Engine master on. Start. Battery. Waiting for 3%. Okay, 2%. And 3% outboard. Ignition. 6% idle. Okay, good fuel flow, good EGT, RPM's ramping up. And I'll get oil pressure here in just a second. So, okay, verify tanks all off. And I'll disconnect external power here just momentarily. And then I'll run through the hydraulic systems checks. Okay, ground crew F2, F2.
Chief, turn off the ground power. Copy.
Okay, ground power is coming off. And is off when we run up the engine. So the generator kicks in. Okay, generator light off. Let me go reset, normal, light off. Cycle controls. Okay, hydraulic back in the green. Let me go alternate, alternate, light on, cycle. Okay, pressure down. I'll wait for that to get back up in the green as number 2 is also starting up. Okay, hydraulic pressure is still slowly coming back up. But I will go reset, norm. Once it goes into the green, I'll do my utility check. And I'm not going to do the manual emergency override check this time because it's my second flight of the day. I would only do that on the first flight. Okay, back in the green. Utility. Speed brakes close. Okay, pressure bleeds down. And back up in the green. Back to normal on the gauge. And external speed brakes are closed. Okay. Emergency override verified in. And let's see. Good voltage, good loads. Okay, let's go ahead and taxi. Safety pins out, shocks out. Let me call for taxi clearance. ATC, Cold key, request taxi. Okay, throttle, nose wheel, turn slip, radio, directions, direction indicator. Okay, got it. Okay, clear taxi runway 9. Let's go ahead and engage nose wheel steering. Run them up. Brake check. Good brakes. Okay, let's take it on out here to the right. Get lined up on the runway. And get her in the air and do a little bit of bombing. Hey, there's some kind of like a little bug with the takeoff clearance sequence. Yeah, because I don't know. Okay, straightened out. Okay, F12 to get out of comms. And yeah, 2's holding in position. Okay, so let me run through my before takeoff checklist. Okay, armament switches re-verified off. Trim for takeoff check. Let me go aft on the trim. Okay, good light. Good light and lateral. Good rudder trim. Okay, let me push it back up slightly. Okay, good lights. Okay, canopy, oxygen, anti-ice. So let me get retract, close the canopy. Good oxygen. And extend the screen again. Okay, toe brakes hold. I'm going to dispense with the emergency check because it is the second flight of the day. And I will go ahead and get airborne. So, okay, toe brakes. You run it up to full throttle. Okay, engine instruments, good oil pressure, good EGT, good fuel flow, good RPM. Okay, so again, I wanted 122, 136. Okay, so release brakes, maintain directional control. Okay, 50 knots, and I will disengage nose wheel steering. Okay, 50 knots. I never did turn on my landing light again. Okay, 70 knots. 90. 100. 110. 120, 122. Just want to barely bring the nose up. I didn't get my flaps up, did I? Or down, did I? Doggone it. I was doing so good, too. Gear up. That's going to drive me insane. Okay, flaps are up. Let me go to the hold position. I mean, there's no harm. There's nothing wrong with a no flaps takeoff, but that's not what I was trying to do. I'm just rushing too much during these darn checks. Okay, let me pull the throttle back and get my EGT down below 690 and continue on the climb out. Okay, 2 is on the roll. And I'll just take it straight on out to the range, which is right in front of me. Okay, now, let me go comms over to position 1. So I'll be able to hear my wingman, and let me trim for a little less of an aggressive climb, and let me get into the checklist. So I know that I need to go pitot on. I know that I need to retract my landing lights, even though that isn't in my checklist. Okay, gear up, flaps up, engine anti-ice, retract. Horizontal tail trim, level off, oxygen normal. Okay, ready? Alright, now, down to business. Let's go ahead and figure out how to do some bombing here. So, you need to go with side camera and radar. I'm just going to leave it there. I don't need to be in the guns position because this doesn't do anything except power the A4 sight. Okay, this switch, down and guarded, that's all the rockets. Okay, manual release. I'll select my left bomb. Nose tail arming. Primary filament. I'll go to bomb. And 0. With that, I should be set up for a release. Okay, now, we think about bombing in the manual pip system. So, let me try this. Let me uncage the sight. Okay, and I'll be able to electrically recage it using my switch on the throttle. Although I'm not going to need to do that, am I? Because when I go to the bomb position, that's going to automatically electrically cage the sight in whatever position the dial is set to. Okay, so what I need to do here is figure out what I want to do. Okay, I'm up at about Okay, let me try for this one. It's a 10,000 foot roll in at 305 knots. I'll go for a 50-degree dive. And, okay, so the target altitude is just right at sea level. I'll leave that red indexer right where it's at. Okay, my altitude index, I need to set that to 4,000 feet. It's going to give me the cue to let me know when to release the bomb. Okay, so 10,305 knots. I'm at 200 knots now. Okay, let me just come on around here and I'll need to set up for, what was it, a 50-degree dive. The theory, at least, is that, and this should be identical to all the old-style bombing, like if you ever flew or fly Strike Fighters Project 1 and take up some of the older aircraft, you just hit a specific dive angle at a specific mil setting, at a specific airspeed, and you release. And assuming you're set up correctly, you're going to hit the target. That's exactly what this does. So what would that be? That's about 125 mils. Okay, 305 knots. I'm going to roll in with speed brakes. Okay, 11,000 feet. Let me take it down just a touch. And let me think about this. I'm going to need to trim nose down to help me out on the dive, even though the speed brakes are going to be out. Yeah, I'll still trim some nose down before entering the dive. Okay, 11,000 feet. So let me just accelerate and I'll take this target. Okay, 40 degrees, so yeah, that's about right for 40 degrees. 50 degrees. Okay, I want 50 degrees. That's about right for 50 degrees. Okay, 300 knots, 10,000. Speed brakes out. Throttle's idle. Rolling in. Okay, let me get set up. Oh, gauging that roll-in is going to be tricky. I might not make this one. I'm not. Okay, I'm just going to pick this target. Boy, I need more nose-down trim. Nose-down trim is going to be essential. Okay, release. Pull. That's a 5G pull for the horizon. Let's see how this does. And boy, that's... I'm loving this. This is exactly the kind of bombing that I like. That was right on target. Okay, I've got one more bomb. So let me try this again. 15,000 feet. 288 knots. I'll do that again. 50-degree dive. Let me get rid of that darn flickering light. It kills me. Okay. And it's kind of rough that we only have 2 bombs on the aircraft, so I'll make this pass, but... Well, that went way, way better than I thought it would. But I'll make this pass, and then I'll... The automatics... I mean, everything on the gun side should work, regardless of whether or not I have a bomb actually loaded. So I'll be able to at least try automatic bombing without a bomb, and then maybe next time up, try that. Try the automatic delivery. Okay, so how am I looking here? Okay, coming up through 10,000. Yeah, I just want 15,000. And all of these releases are from pretty much the same altitude, anywhere from 3,500 to 8,000 feet. So I guess the higher I am, the more time I'm going to have to get aligned. So maybe 15,000 feet actually sounds like a sweet spot. I mean, I had plenty of time on that one, even from 10,000 feet. I wasn't coming down that fast with the speed brakes out. But yeah, I've just got to get better at gauging the roll-in. Or I should say, I've got the roll-in, I'm gauging the roll-out. And getting aligned on the target right off the bat. Okay, so coming up 13,000 feet, 200 knots. EGT, yeah, even with the throttle all the way up, yeah, the EGT is below 690. I think it's only when you really get up to extremely high altitudes or low altitudes that EGT becomes an issue. I have yet to, and I know I've overheated the engine at some point, I've yet to have it actually obviously get damaged or cut out on me. Maybe it's just not modeled, I don't know. the damage due to overheat. Okay, coming up on 15,000 feet. Okay, let me come around just around to the left a little bit. I'll set up on that target. Okay, I wanted 288 knots, 50 degrees, so... Okay, let me go ahead and take it down, accelerate some, and this should set up perfectly. Okay, so approaching 15,000 feet. Okay, that's about a 50-degree dive. 288 knots. Okay, speed brakes out, throttle idle. Okay, roll out. Okay, a little better. Okay, let me take it on down. Trim. I should have pre-plugged in some nose down trim. That's okay. Okay, coming down 9,000. Let me bring it on up. And release. Oh, that should be sweet. Okay, 5G pull over the horizon. Speed brakes in. Little long, I believe, but still, that was okay. That was a pretty smooth release. I'll take that. But I will go ahead and put a break in the video here and come back next time with a continuation of the mission. Look at some additional bombing options and employ some rockets. So, thanks again for watching. I will see you next time.